What's going on, guys? It's Kev with the Screen Squad, and today it's time to predict some Money in the Bank matches. Starts this Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern, and it seems like a pretty stacked card going into it. I'm excited. A lot of ways this whole thing could go. Realistically, I have a few different outcomes for a couple of the matches that I think are all plausible, honestly. I don't know which ones will happen, but that's what we're here to do, is just predict, right? So first, we're going to start with the women's Money in the Bank match versus Chelsea Green versus Naomi, Lyra Valkyria, Tiffany Stratton, and Zoe Stark. Now, right off the bat, I'm going to say Io Sky is not winning, simply because she's already had her moments. Chelsea Green, that could be a wild card in it, honestly, possibly. Naomi winning it would be pretty cool, because that way you would get Bayley versus her friend Naomi at some point for the title, and which could be a cool little heel turn for probably Naomi, seeing she could cash in whenever, and if she picks a time when Bayley's down and out, that would definitely be heelish as opposed to the character she's kind of been portraying, which is the best friend type deal. Lyra Valkyria, that's one of my personal favorites to win this, even though I think she's still too new to the game to really give her that kind of spot yet. Tiffany Stratton, now that's the person I'm thinking is going to win this, simply because she's in ring incredible. Her work in the ring is just top notch. I think she's going to thrive in a ladder match. I haven't really seen too many botches from her, and I think as far as Zoe Stark goes, I think her character would benefit more from a loss, because that way you could continue to turn her heel even more than she already is, like the full on going crazy, because she can't seem to get the big wins. But Tiffany Stratton, I think winning this is probably the more ideal outcome, because then you already have a heel type role with the briefcase. She cashes in whenever. I think the pop would be huge, but I also think the pop for Naomi winning would also be huge. That could go either way, realistically. We're going to go now to the Intercontinental Championship. Sami Zayn taking on Braun Breaker. That's a tough one. I really would like Braun Breaker to win, and if he's the one to beat Sami for it, so be it. I think Braun's an incredible athlete, and he would go on a terror of a run with that belt. Sami Zayn hasn't really had too many. I mean, he's had some great matches with the belt, but I also feel like they've kind of put that title on the back burner as far as the rest of the program goes. Do I think it'll be an incredible performance by both men? 100%. That match has the capability of stealing the show right there. You got Braun's speed, his strength, up against Sami's in-ring prowess, and just overall creativity when it comes to pulling moves out of his hat. Realistically, I kind of see Braun Breaker winning this. I think it would do a lot for his career. Like I said, the run he could go on with that belt could almost parallel Gunther's in a way. Not as far as what Gunther did with that belt. Braun could have a big run with that title if they give it to him. Either way, I'm happy with however that match goes. Now we're going to talk about Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens versus the Bloodline, being Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, and Tonga Loa. We've already had this match, I feel like. And personally, I don't know. I'd rather see Jacob Fatu in the match. You know he's going to have something to do with the match, not even though he's not in the match. Which leads to think maybe there'll be a fourth person coming to the aid of Cody, Randy, and KO. Highly doubt it, because they're trying to build the Bloodline, this new Bloodline up. So I feel like if you just have them look like they're about to lose, Jacob Fatu comes out, clears house, and then Bloodline gets the win. That's probably going to be what happens. So this match, I'm going Bloodline. After what happened last week with Paul Heyman, by the way, that was incredible. No one cares more about this Bloodline story than Paul Heyman. 58 years old, didn't sleep the night before that to sell it even more. Like, taking a bump through an announce table at his age, that's crazy. I loved every second of it. I hate what they did to him, but now that kind of just sets up Roman coming back, even though Roman's technically not scheduled now until after SummerSlam. I know SummerSlam's kind of already being booked as Solo versus Cody for the WWE title, which, I mean, I thought we were going to get something bigger at SummerSlam. Maybe that'll be when Roman returns, is at SummerSlam to kind of cost Solo the win. And obviously, I feel like Roman will come back with Paul Heyman by his side because that's where Paul wants to be. That's where Paul belongs. And that's the story I think we're getting at, is a bloodline civil war, if you will. But yeah, I'm going bloodline in this match due to interference by Jacob Fatu. Randy Orton and KO already proved that they could handle the bloodline. But when you add that third and fourth guy, well, the third guy typically, it was a little bit harder, but now you add Cody Rhodes, that evens things out. But then bloodline still got that fourth man and the werewolf, Jacob Fatu. So yeah, bloodline's going to win that. Then we got the World Heavyweight Championship, Damian Priest versus Seth freaking Rollins. There's a couple ways this one could go. Damian could win due to Finn Balor and the Judgment Day interfering, or I could also see Finn Balor costing Damian Priest this match and getting him kicked out of Judgment Day. And simply because I feel Finn Balor believes he should be the leader of the Judgment Day, not Damian Priest. And that would set up a really cool feud between Damian and Finn. And ultimately, Finn and Seth down the road, maybe. Finn hasn't gotten a true title opportunity since he became the first ever Universal Champion and had to relinquish it the next night. I'm a huge Finn Balor guy, so my vote is for Finn Balor to cost Priest the title. Goes back to Rollins, and then at SummerSlam we get Rollins versus Gunther. Or you have the wild card of the night, which I'm going to talk about in the next match, but staying on this for a minute. Just the fact that Seth is even back so soon blows my mind. I truly didn't think he was going to be back. I don't know, maybe November, maybe October. I didn't think his knee was going to be good enough for him to come back. But he hit a curb stomp on Finn on Monday night. Seems like he could hang. I guess we'll really see what that knee can do already. I mean, the fact that he came back from that faster than CMPunk came back, or is coming back from his tricep, kind of crazy. Do I think Damian Priest has been a good champion? He's getting better on the mic. He's okay in the ring. He's had a couple botches here and there, like the Clash at the Castle thing with Drew when his leg got caught up in the ropes. That was scary. And let's be honest, the Judgment Day has not been the same since Rhea Ripley got injured. Truth be told, I think there's more at play with Liv Morgan and Finn Balor than there is Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio. However, do I think she could play a role in this? Maybe not. Maybe. I don't know, because she doesn't really care too much for Priest. Priest does not care for her at all. That is, it's a tough one to go off of. A lot of ways this whole card could go. But last but not least, we got the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. LA Knight, Jey Uso, Carmelo Hayes, Andrade, Chad Gable, and Drew McIntyre. Scenario number one. Chad Gable gets costed the match by the Wyatt Six. Now, before I get into any of this, I know I just started there, but for once, I feel like a Money in the Bank match could have multiple interferences from a bunch of different directions. Or just a couple different directions, but the same people, if that makes sense. Like I'm getting at, the Wyatt Six could cost Gable the match, or just straight up scare him out of the arena to the point where he's not even involved in the match. Or this could all be a ruse that they're going after Chad Gable, and they could cost Jey Uso the match. Because he's one of my dark horses, not even a dark horse, he's one of my picks to win this whole thing. So if Jey wins the match, I feel like it'll be either due to the Wyatt Six stopping Gable or someone else stopping CM Punk. But I think your three real players in this match are LA Knight, Jey Uso, and Drew McIntyre. Now, Drew McIntyre winning, he already promised that if he wins the Money in the Bank, he's walking out of that event World Heavyweight Champion. Could that happen? I mean, we've seen cash-ins on the same night the briefcase was won before. Most notably was Dean Ambrose, the night all three members of the Shield held the title, which that was one of my favorite cash-ins. But moving forward, if Drew doesn't win, it's 100% going to be due to CM Punk interfering at some point. We've seen the feud. The last time we saw Punk, he got taken out in Chicago on SmackDown by Drew. Drew left him in a heap of his own blood and took the bracelet of AJ and Larry's names. Would it be cool if AJ interfered? Maybe not CM Punk, but AJ tips the ladder on Drew, costing him his big moment again. That'd be a cool way to bring her back into the fold. However, I think she's kind of doing her own private thing, not in the wrestling scene anymore, and just letting her husband kind of have his last run with WWE, however long that may be. But I definitely see an interference at some point in that storyline. Would it be weird if they had all these different interferences? Yes. But I also think that they got to pick one storyline they want to progress more than the others, which I think if you're looking at it, you want it to be the Drew McIntyre CM Punk thing. The Wyatt Six stuff, it's cool. I will say the last two promos with, I'm not calling him Bo Dallas, I'm calling him by his name, Taylor Rotunda. The last couple promo packages they've released with Taylor Rotunda and Uncle Howdy have been chef's kiss, top tier. I think that's probably the best work Taylor has done his entire career. And I feel like people would rather see the McIntyre story get further, or he could win the briefcase and then Punk costs him the title when he cashes in. That would be incredible, because then he costs him the cash in. Like if he waits till after Drew cashes it in, but then comes out and stops him before he can get the pin and win, that's next level storytelling right there. I would love to see that happen. I also kind of want to see something from the Wyatt Six more than just a couple of vignettes. Because at some point, guys, these people got to wrestle, right? And I don't know when that first match would come. It would seem on par with the universe they're kind of playing in, that they would have a debut match of some sort at SummerSlam, because that ties into the whole Bray Wyatt lineage. Bray Wyatt debuted The Fiend at SummerSlam against Finn Balor. There's so many different ways this whole thing can go. I am heavily excited for tomorrow night. We got SmackDown tonight. No clue what's going to happen. We got DIY challenging the WWE Tag Team Champions, A-Town Down Under. I really, 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 really hope DIY comes through and wins, or maybe even like maybe a face turn from Austin Theory. I doubt, maybe after they lose the titles. That'd be fun to see. The Bloodline writes a new chapter without Paul Heyman. That's gonna, whatever happens next is gonna be pretty impressive. Anyways, guys, Money in the Bank is looking like it's gonna be a pretty stacked event. I guess time will tell. I look forward to hearing what you guys got to say about my predictions. I look forward to seeing what you guys got to say about Money in the Bank tomorrow night. I will be on all socials throughout the whole show, and possibly do a review video Sunday. With that being said, as always, I'm Kev with the Screen Squad, saying Screen Squad out.
Damn.